Hi, today we're going to go through a simple fitness test, something you can carry out at home. A great thing to be doing if you're looking to monitor your fitness levels. Say you've started a program and you want to make sure what you're doing is working and your fitness levels are progressing. So this test is going to comprise of four particular tests. The first one is going to be very simple. It's going to be to take your pulse rate. Something you should do first thing in the morning if you can, so before you get up out of bed, before you started moving around too much, just sort of reach over, feel for your pulse on your wrist and count it. Now we want the pulse rate for 1 minute. You can either sit there and count it for the whole minute or just count it maybe for 20 seconds and then multiply that number by 3 and you'll get your pulse rate for the minute. If you forget to do it first thing in the morning and you want to try and get a resting pulse rate, then make sure you can do it later on in the day, but make sure you've sat down for 5 to 10 minutes and that you're really rested. You're not moving about, fidgeting, you're not eating or drinking, anything like that, but you're just literally lying still for 5 to 10 minutes. Do exactly the same thing, reach over, feel your pulse and record your pulse rate for 20 seconds, multiply that by 3 and you'll get your resting pulse rate. Okay, so that's the first one, nice and simple. Write down the result. Keep it nice and safe. Second one we're going to do involves a step. So we're going to use a step here. I'm going to use the bottom one here of this little stool just to prove that you know this is something you can do at home, nice and easy. Ideally the step wants to be about 12 inches high. So this one I've measured it and it's actually a little bit less than that, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be exact, as long as you write down what you used so that next time you come to the fitness test you can use exactly the same thing, so it's a comparable result for earlier on. Okay, so 12 inches high, something like the second step of a staircase is probably going to be quite close. Again, maybe you've got a little stool similar. Okay, and the other thing you need is a metronome, or to know roughly what 96 beats per minute is. Okay, so it's something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That would roughly be what it is. Again, it doesn't matter as long as it's comparable. So next time you do the same thing, that you've got a fair comparison. So you can look up online. I think I've put a link somewhere to an online site where you can get beats per minute and you can go in time with that. So what we're going to do, the metronome would be beating away and you'd go up, up, down, down in time to that metronome. So you go beat, 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 beat. And you'd carry on that timing in time with a metronome. Okay, so you're going to start your stopwatch and you're going to time yourself for 3 minutes doing this. It's a continuous thing, so we're testing our cardiovascular system. So we're just going to keep working, same fashion for the whole 3 minutes. If you have to stop, say you're a beginner, your fitness levels don't allow you to carry on for the 3 minutes, then just stop, have a rest, but stay standing up, keep breathing nice and deep, get things composed and then resume again. So you want to try and work as hard as you can in those 3 minutes, but if you need to rest, that's okay. Just don't sit down and stop. Just stand up, have a little breather, and then carry on again. Okay, so after you've done that for your 3 minutes, you're going to sit down straight away and you're going to take your pulse rate. Now this time you've got to count your pulse for the whole 60 seconds because it's going to slow down throughout that minute. So you want to sit down. If you've got a friend nearby, someone who can count for you, because you're going to be a bit puffed out and you want to make sure you get it right. So if not, then just do your best, do it yourself. And like I say, count for the whole 60 seconds. So once you've done that, then rest for 60 seconds. And then again, take your pulse rate again for another 60 seconds. Okay, so that's 3 minutes exercise, a minute pulse rate, a minute rest, and then another minute pulse rate. Okay, so again, write those numbers down, keep them safe, and any notes regarding that particular test. Next one we're going to do is going to be a press up. So again, this is going to challenge your upper body strength and stamina. Now, if you're a beginner, you're going to want to do this in a on the knees style. So nice straight line between your shoulders and your knees. Keep those hips nice and in line. So again, you're going to do this style, coming nice and far down and back up again. And the idea is to see how many you can do in 1 minute. So again, you want your stopwatch handy and we're just going to be pressing up and down. Now, it doesn't mean you have to continuously do press-ups for 1 whole minute. It just means that how many can you do in that minute. So, for example, if you did 10 press-ups, you had to rest for 10 seconds, then you did another 5, you rested for 10 seconds, and another 3, and so on. You just add them all up and how many you did within that minute. So if you're more advanced and you can do a full press-up, then we're on our toes and our hands. Again, nice straight body, so nice line between our shoulders and our ankles. And again, all the way down, all the way up. So again, if for some reason your style is compromised, maybe you haven't quite got the strength to come all the way down at the moment, write that down in the test as well, because next time it's a comparable thing. You might have been, let's say you did 30 press-ups this time. Next time you did, say, 35, but you also wrote down that you've got better technique. So that would be an improvement as well. Not only the number, but you found that you've got a bigger range of motion. So there are 2 things to note down. Okay, so that's how many press-ups you can do in 1 minute. So that's the 3rd test. The 4th one is going to be a plank. Now, this, I'm sure you've heard of a plank or even done it yourselves. So this is a plank position. So we, again, trying to get nice and straight between our ears, shoulders, down through the hips and to our ankles. So again, if you're a beginner, you might want to drop the knees down and again get that straight line between the knees, hips, shoulders. So this is going to be how long you can hold the position for. So ideally, most of you want to be in this position, and you're just going to time yourself until you can't hold a position in strict form anymore. So that might look like this. You start dropping in the middle, or it might be that you're shaking, your arms are shaking, and you feel that your form has been compromised and you need to release that position. So in which case you stop the watch and time how long you lasted for. Some of you will last particularly longer than others. If you're familiar with the exercise, you might find you can hold it for a few minutes even. So that's the 4 tests. Write them all down. Again, write down any notes specific to any techniques or any equipment you use. So next time you can come back and it can be exactly the same. Okay.